Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Hope you had a great day. Hope you guys are having a good night. If you can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, the sound is distorted or the visual is distorted, please give me a thumbs down and I'll shout out everybody that's in the building early. All right. We got Jay Bird. Shout out to you, bro. We got Hurricane IQ in the house. We got Volvo 2 Love in the building. And we got U-Law. Shout out to DeAndre for being a like enforcer. Make sure you guys throw some like enforcers in the chat for DeAndre. Definitely appreciate it. Please make sure you take heed to that message below. Hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Also, consider becoming a channel member. Facts. Very well done, DeAndre. Shout out to you. Shout out to Kiko410. What's good with it, bro? All right, so what we're going to talk about is Joe Biden cooking himself at this press conference, because that's about the only thing that Joe Biden can cook is himself. And even when he does that, he leaves the stove on too long and almost burns down the house because he's an idiot. And speaking of him being an idiot, his incompetence has been confirmed by a special report that was recently released. We'll be talking about that as well. So now you got to ask yourself the question, why is this guy still the president? Why is he the president? Somebody make it make sense. We got an article here from the New York Post, and it says Joe Biden's mental decline cannot be ignored. I don't think anybody's ignoring it. The only people that are ignoring Joe Biden's mental decline is Joe Biden himself and the Democrats. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now here says the president of the United States is not all there. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's been obvious to many of us for a long time, but now it's grown impossible to ignore. Answering a question about hostage negotiations on Tuesday, a frail President Biden was plainly confused and disoriented, mumbling and pausing, even unable to recall Hamas' name. There is some movement. I don't want to, let me choose my words. There's some movement. There's been a response from there's been a response from the opposition, but then a reporter helped out and said Hamas. Biden grabbed on. Yes, I'm sorry, from Hamas. So that tells you right there that he was trying to remember, but was unable to remember because he apologized and said he was sorry. This dude is in bad shape. Okay. Biden's been having senior moments since before he took office in 2021, and they're getting more frequent. On Sunday, he mixed up French President Emmanuel Macron with former President Francois Mitterrand, who died in 1996. At a South Carolina rally the week before, he called Donald Trump the sitting president. The week before that, in North Carolina, he insisted that he had just had his picture taken with Representative Deborah Ross and then recalled, oh, she couldn't be there, actually. That's not true. I got mixed up. She's up in Washington right now. So let me ask you guys this question. If Joe Biden is getting this mixed up and glitched up and everything else, what about the serious issues that's going on that Joe Biden's not recalling properly? Shout out to DeAndre. DeAndre said his brain is fried. If you guys agree that his brain is fried, give me a thumbs up. His brain operates like a brain on drugs. You guys agree? Joe Biden's brain operates like a brain on drugs. And shout out to Hurricane for being a like enforcer. Make sure y'all throw some like enforcers in the chat. Definitely appreciate it. Appreciate it. We got to get those likes over 30. Shout out to Hurricane IQ. He already knows the titration formula. You know what I'm saying? Basically, every time he's out in public, he glitches, even when he's got a teleprompter. Is that a true statement? If you guys agree with that statement, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. I agree. Shout out to CyberDean100. Shout out to Black First Coffee. What's good with y'all? And that's a fact, Carlton. If you guys agree with Carlton, throw some flames in the chat. Biden's brains works when it comes to discussing our reparations. Oh, that brain turns on quick fast. He's bumbling around like a frail old man. But then he gets sharper than a surgical carbon knife when it's time to discuss reparations, doesn't he? Heck, he's routinely confused about where to go when he leaves a podium. No wonder his staff obsessively keeps him out of the public eye. They just turned down his best chance to connect with the public in the entire election year period. the traditional Super Bowl interview, answering softball questions in front of the biggest possible TV audience. If he can't be trusted with that, with what can he be trusted with? Bowel and bladder incompetency, if you ask me, are the only things that Joe Biden can be trusted with. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And how bad is he behind closed doors? The world has no idea, and probably won't until the tell-all memoirs come out once he's left office. It's deeply sad to watch, but also chilling, dangerous for the nation, and a gift to our emboldened enemies around the world. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Let's talk about these enemies around the world. Do these enemies that we have around the world just not like the United States because they just don't like the United States? Or has the United States created its own demise and its own web of aggression that all these other countries have against us? We're not the hero here. We're not just some innocent victim floating in the ocean and everybody just doesn't like us. We've aggressed first and violated first every other nation in the world. You know what I'm saying? Which makes you question a lot of these people that write these editorials, because when it comes to the United States and the United States global transgressions, these people act like they have memory worse than Joe Biden. Matter of fact, these people have memory worse than Joe Biden when it comes to the transgressions that they did right here in the United States. The United States is a threat to the sovereignty of every other group of people on the planet. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. The United States and the main population that drive what goes on here are a threat to the survival and existence of all other groups of human beings on the planet and must be dealt with and contained. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, indeed, it's beholden on the entire administration to tell us what's going on. Every cabinet officer swears to act rightfully and impartially for the sake of the citizens and society. Beyond that, it's cruel to ignore rapidly declining mental health. When an older loved one exhibits this kind of behavior, the family starts talking about taking away the car keys and discussing in-home and around-the-clock supervision. Someone who loves or cares for the president must step in. Is it safe to say that maybe nobody cares for the president? That's why nobody's stepping in. Yet Democrats want him to be put in the White House for a second term with Kamala Harris, who's more verbally challenged without being 81, as his backup. It should be unthinkable. And it's even risky. If Biden's handlers can avoid a truly disastrous incident, the lowlights reel is already sure to be brutal, and Americans won't be fooled. All right, so that's this opinion piece right here. You guys agree with this opinion piece? If you guys agree with this, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Next, we're going to take a look at an opinion about this special prosecutor's report that reveals that Joe Biden is unfit to remain president. Now, you don't have to be a special prosecutor to know this. You can just look at how Joe Biden gets down, and it's pretty easy to see. It's pretty easy to see. Wouldn't you guys say? Special prosecutor's report proves Joe Biden is unfit to remain president. So then what happens next? So if everything that was reported to us is true, what that means is that an individual who was unfit at the time of the election got the most votes in election history to be made the president. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Oh, sorry. Make it make sense. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Cyberdean100 with the $9.99 super chat. Make sure you guys show Cyberdean100 some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat. Throw some flames in the chat. Throw some ducks in the chat for Cyberdean100. How did an incompetent guy get the most votes in election history? That's what I need to know from you guys. Make it make sense. I was like, why are you asking me? You know? But that's what they're saying. That's the story that they want to sell you. And New York Post is in on it too. New York Post wants to sell you that story too, for different reasons than NBC wants to, but don't get it twisted. New York Post wants to sell you this story too. They want you to be extra outraged. Okay? Special prosecutor's report proves that Joe Biden is unfit to remain president. Look at him. He looked like a little mouse hiding back there, don't he? Don't he look like a little mouse peeking out of a mouse hole? Shout out to MoFax. MoFax said 2020 was a political heist. If you guys agree with MoFax, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Look at Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Coming up to get some cheese and then he about to run back in the hole. How can a man deemed too senile to stand trial be deemed fit to run this country? That's a great question. I don't know how that can happen, but that's what's actually going on right now. That's what's going on right now. President Biden broke the law willfully, presenting serious risks to national security, but he's too senile to put on the stand. That's the bottom line of special counsel Robert Hur's report on the president's mishandling of classified documents. All right. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at all this stuff. In a time when shame still meant anything, that'd be enough to end Biden's re-election run and his presidency. Instead, he immediately took a victory lap, taking to the cameras to brag about how he'd cooperated completely and threw up no roadblocks and sought no delays. The prosecutor interviewed the president last October and found his memory significantly limited then. So they found his memory significantly limited back in October. From the report, this is what it said. You guys ready for this? He did not remember when he was vice president. Come on now. Where Lil Boozy at? Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, man. He didn't remember when he was vice president. Okay. He did not remember when he was vice president. There it is right there. Forgetting on the first day of the interview when his term ended. This is what he said. If it was 2013, when did I stop being vice president? And forgetting on the second day of the interview when his term began. In 2009, am I still vice president? You're the one that's supposed to be giving the answers, dude. You're not supposed to be doing the interview. What's going on here? Then it says, and he did not remember, even within several years, when his son Bo died. He presents as a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. And he's the leader of the free world, at least officially. Whoever's really calling the shots in the White House, it's not anyone that Americans elected, which arguably is the case all the time. Right? Would you guys agree? Yeah. May not remember him falling up the stairs. What else did he fell off his bike? whoever's really calling the shots in the White House is not anyone that Americans elected. It's arguable. It's arguable, and I'm gonna just leave it there, and y'all can finish my sentence for me. Biden's lawyers, Richard Sauber and Bob Bauer, claim they do not believe that the report's treatment of the president's memory is accurate or appropriate. We guess they feel saying that their duty is the client. But 3 times in last week, Biden has publicly identified long dead men as leaders he spoke to recently. Maybe he did speak to them. You know, they say when you get that age, your life starts to flash before your eyes, and people from your past come back and start talking to you. So maybe he did. Maybe he's actually saying the truth. Maybe that Grim Reaper came into the room and it was shape-shifting, talking to him as ghosts from his past. What do you guys think? As we wrote before Hur's report broke, his decline is obvious. His staff won't let him do a Super Bowl interview, plainly for fear that he'll poop the bed trying to answer a few softball questions before the largest TV audience of his election year. It's simply unconscionable for the Democrats to nominate this guy for re-election. If he was too far gone to put on the stand last October, how can he possibly function for the next 5 years? That's a good question. We'd be calling on the cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment and declare him unfit, except that put Kamala Harris in the hot seat. For the record, the evidence Biden knowingly broke the law seems indisputable. In a recorded conversation with his ghostwriter in February of 2017, for example, Biden said he just found all this classified stuff downstairs. Apparently, documents about 2009 Afghanistan troop surge, stuff he had no right to have, but I didn't want to turn them in, let alone share them with a complete civilian. Yet, any question of just punishment is beside the point. The president of the United States is mentally unfit. If the rest of Washington just ignores this horrific fact, they're unfit too. Well, we know that they are. I mean, we know that Washington is unfit. That's nothing new. Would you guys agree? It's pretty obvious that Washington is unfit. Pretty obvious. Shout out to Shamika Gray. What's good with it, Shamika? So next, we're going to take a look at this. Okay. Special counsel says that Biden willingly kept classified info and would come off as an elderly man with a poor memory at trial. Scathing report says. All right. Now, this article here was released on February 8th of 2024. This is brand new. How many people heard about this report? If you heard about this report, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear about this report, give me a thumbs down. And also, real quick, shout out to everybody that's in the room. If you guys have not smashed the like button, please take a moment, smash the like button. Also, if you haven't shared the stream wherever you're watching from, please take a moment, share the stream to your social media. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit the bell twice. All right. So let's watch this. Biden willfully kept classified info and would come off as an elderly man with a poor memory. All right. I don't think it took a special prosecutor's analysis to see that. I think we can all see that plain and simple on our own, but they got a professional on the job. So lucky us. So we're going to wait for this advertisement to go through. Hopefully, if y'all haven't hit that like button, y'all could do that for me. If y'all haven't shared, y'all could do that for me. And then we're going to check this out. Let's see what they're talking about over here. Let's see, hold on real quick.
To our other breaking story, the release of special counsel Robert Hur's report on President Biden's handling of classified documents. No charges are being recommended. Let's get to David Spunt. He's live for us at the Justice Department with the breaking information on this. David.
Hey, Trace, you could call it a busy day in Washington, D.C. We got this report, 345 pages. And while there are no charges, it is still damning for not only President Biden, but his administration. I want to read some very important passages. First of all, let's put up the fact that we have photographs that show Biden's garage, the president's garage at his Wilmington, Delaware home, with boxes, tattered, ripped, torn boxes containing classified documents.
All right, so there's that. All right, they didn't really go into the cognitive part of it. They just went into the documents part. All right. That's what you see. They got the owl up here. That's what Biden be saying a lot of. If you ask Biden about a person, Biden will just be like, who, because he don't know who you're talking about. So he's just gonna keep asking you, who. And what do you think about Tucker Carlson doing that interview with Vladimir Putin? Biden sitting up there like that owl, who. Who. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my man Days with the 7 months of membership support. Make sure y'all show some love, throw some radiation emoji, flames, and ducks in the chat. Yeah, the Bohemian Owl sitting up there looking like a Drake album. Oh, man. President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials. Special counsel Robert Hur found in a bombshell report released on Thursday. Though Hur recommended against criminal charges in part because a jury might view Biden as an elderly man with a poor memory that moonlights as a president. Isn't that wild? This dude is a nursing home in reality that moonlights as the actual president of the United States. Make it make sense. Biden, who was 81, flouted legal restrictions on keeping sensitive documents throughout his 36 years in the Senate and after his 8-year vice presidency, stashing them in cardboard boxes surrounded by household detritus in his garage in Wilmington, Delaware, and other locations, the 388-page report said. Investigators even uncovered a recording of Biden confiding in his ghostwriter, Mark Zawantner, in April of 2017, 3 months after leaving the vice presidency, that he still had official records because I didn't want to turn them in. So he just had these records because he just didn't want to turn them in. I'm just not going to turn them in. Sounding similar to former President Donald Trump, who faces 40 criminal charges and up to 450 years in prison for resisting handing over documents after leaving the White House in 2021. Now, here goes my question. Why would you not want to turn the stuff in? I mean, who cares? Either Trump or Biden. I mean, why would you want to take work home with you? Let me ask you guys this question. How many of y'all like taking work home with you? I refuse. I'm not taking work home with me. That's the whole, there's got to be boundaries. Work is for work. Home is for home. Why would you take this stuff home with you? What you going to do with it? You know where some Russian nuclear missiles are? What you going to do with that information after you're not president? What you going to do with it? You know who you know who's responsible for 9/11? What you going to do with it? Write a book? You know where the aliens at? What you going to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you take it? To me, it's no value in any of that stuff. I mean, I guess it's value in it if you plan on leaking it. But honestly, what value is any leak of as of today when most of the population already operates off of conspiracy theories and most people don't operate off of facts? Facts. I don't even want to be to work on time, let alone take something home from work. I get there late and I leave early and I'm not taking nothing home with me. Why would you, after you've worked for 8 years, why would you want to take any of that home with you? Shout out to Miss Nisi. What's good with it, Miss Nisi? Shout out to you, Law. What's good with you, bro? Right. Shout out to Maggie. What's good with it, Maggie? Right. You Law facts. See, you Law got a great comment in the comment section. So too mentally incompetent to be charged with a crime, but not incompetent enough to not be president. How's that work? How does that work? Now, you're talking about dancing on a fine line. You're talking about a thin line. That's as thin as the lines come. That's as thin as they get. You know what I'm saying? So now Zawanter also told Hers investigators that he deleted some audio files of Biden after the special counsel investigation began and was aware of the probe when he did so. I'm not going to say how much of the percentage it was of my motivation, the writer said, according to the report. A dozen official documents were determined to possess information that still qualifies as top secret, as was material from 10 handwritten notebooks and 2 note cards kept by Joe Biden. Scores of additional documents contained secret or confidential information. Authorities also found information in the notebooks that remains classified up to the top secret level and includes sensitive compartmented information, including from compartments used to protect information concerning human intelligence sources, the report said. You really want to have this type of information floating around in Joe Biden's house? Look at it. He got it down here in his tool shed with all these golf clubs. All of this confidential information. What if somebody had to rob the house? All this confidential stuff. Look at all this. Look at all of this stuff. Somebody make it make sense. This is crazy. An elderly man with a poor memory. They got all the exhibits right here. That's what our president is. Let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think that this is why people don't respect the United States anymore? Because Joe Biden is just an elderly man with a poor memory. Nobody takes him serious. So he's just going to wet on himself. He's just going to wet on himself anyway. You know what I'm saying? He one of them type of people that don't drink a glass of water at night before he goes to bed so you don't have to get up. Oh, man. Sitting there in a cloth diaper. Sitting there in a cloth diaper like a little baby. You know what I'm saying? Like the stork just dropped him off into the White House. Make it make sense. Perhaps the most damaging for the president, Hur, a former Maryland U.S. attorney, suggested that jurors would not hold Biden liable for his actions on account of his perceived mental decline, even though he is seeking a second 4-year term in November. At trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory, the report says. Man, that's wild. These are some of the classified documents that he had classified documents all throughout the house. Look at that. All throughout the house. They all over the place. Classified documents here, there. When Biden sat for questions with Hers investigators on October 8th and 9th, he presented himself confused on many points, though the White House has regularly maintained that the chief executive is mentally fit for office, despite similar public errors. So now you got to ask yourself the question, if Joe Biden is fit for office and he's fit for being the president of the United States, then you got to ask yourself the question, what are the qualifications of being a president of the United States? How low are the criteria? How low do they go? How low do the criteria go? Seriously. All you got to do is have a 50 IQ. You don't even have to be competent of urine and bowel. Biden sure knows how to deal with dead people, don't he? A lot of dead people turning in ballots. A lot of dead people he's having meetings with. What's the name of that movie where the little boy saw dead people? Sixth Sense? They need to make a movie about the Sixth Sense with Joe Biden. He sees a lot of dead people too, and then tells everybody about it. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Biden did not remember when he was vice president, forgetting on the first day of the interview when his term ended. If it was 2013, when did I stop being vice president? And forgetting on the second day of the interview when his term began. In 2009, am I still the vice president? The report says. So we see what you did there, Joe. We see what you did there. You turned it into where you was the one asking questions. We see what you did there. Unbelievable. He did not remember, even within several years, when his son Bo died, which was in May of 2015. And his memory appeared hazy when describing the Afghanistan debate that was once so important to him. Among other things, he mistakenly said he had a real difference of opinion with General Carl Eikenberry, when in fact Eikenberry was an ally whom Mr. Biden cited approvingly in his Thanksgiving 2009 memo to President Obama. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Look at first of all, can we just like keep looking at all these classified documents? I mean, this is wild. Look at that. Look at all the classified documents in there. He got the actual classified documents, the books with the leather with the leather on the outside of them. Sheesh. Now, this is the actual report right here. A White House lawyer, Richard Sauber, chided her in a Thursday afternoon statement for including a number of inaccurate and inappropriate comments in the report without disputing the accuracy of the description of the president. Although Biden's lapse of memory, may have been useful for avoiding criminal liability, it is likely to be a serious political problem, as national polls already show large majorities of voters believe that he's too old, infirm, or both to hold office. If you're too senile to stand trial, you're too senile to be president, said Alex Pfeiffer, spokesman for Make America Great Again, a pro-Trump PAC, Political Action Committee. If you guys agree that if you're too senile to stand trial, you're too senile to be president, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Man, that's hilarious. They sit up here calling Joe Biden senile. Oh, man. Yeah, facts. Shout out to MC. MC says government doctors are signing off on this. Yeah, they sure are. They sure are. They're absolutely signing off on this. So now, what's about to happen? Joe Biden about to finish his term as commander in chief. What a joke! What a joke! Maggie said, "So who carried all those boxes to his house and didn't say anything about Grandpa lifting the stuff up from around the office?" Right. Seriously, who carried all that stuff in? Look at all this stuff. Look at all of this stuff right here. All these damn boxes. Evidence on top of evidence. Classified information. It's about $3 million worth of YouTube content right here. If you could find this stuff and make videos, especially in these notebooks here, Exhibit 7, this got all the shady information. Any of these ones that's handwritten with the leather on it, that's got all the info. Them leather handwritten books, man, they got directions and all kind of stuff in there. They got where stuff is buried at. They got where foreign assets is at. They got who deleted people. Them leatherback books always got the most shady information in them. Shout out to Leonard. What's good with it, bro? So, yeah, so here go the actual report right here. Joe Biden's classified documents probe report. Special counsel Robert Hur determined that President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after leaving his office as vice president in 2016. The records kept by Biden included documents on military and foreign policy in Afghanistan, as well as other national security and foreign policy issues. All right. So they said that it was 388 pages. This is it. This is all 388 pages of it, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely real. Now, if y'all want me to, I'll put this report into the Discord. How many of y'all want this report in the Discord? If y'all want this report in the Discord, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. I'm gonna put it in there anyway. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me see. Here, you know what? I'm gonna just put this article in there because it don't look like they give a direct link. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this in the Discord and I'm gonna tag everybody. If you're not in the Discord, take a moment and hit that link that's pinned in the chat and join the Discord. All right, here we go. Black Al. It's in there. It's in there. All right. So if y'all want to look at that report, this article is in there with the report pinned. It said Biden kept the classified documents in part to assist with the writing of his memoirs. What kind of classified information did he write about in the memoirs? Why would you need memoir? Why would you need classified documents to write memoirs? What kind of memoirs was you writing about that had classified information in them? According to the report, Biden told a ghostwriter in 2017 that he had just found all the classified stuff downstairs. Despite the findings, Hur's 388-page report recommended that the president not face charges. The special counsel noted that Biden would likely present himself to a jury as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly old man with a poor memory if he were to face trial. But now he's facing being a president. So imagine what he puts off as the president. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said Biden finna snitch in the memoirs. Yeah, I agree. He gonna snitch and then he gonna act like he didn't know what he was doing. I didn't mean to do that. Hur wrote that this team considered whether to charge the ghostwriter with obstruction of justice, but we believe the evidence would be insufficient to obtain a conviction. Therefore, we declined to prosecute him. While the ghostwriter admitted that he deleted the recordings after he learned of the special counsel's investigation, the evidence falls short of proving beyond a reasonable doubt that he intended to impede an investigation, which is the intent required by law, the report said. Trump sees two-tier justice. All right. So now this is the part where they say because of all what Joe Biden was going through, you know what I'm saying, you know, Trump is not seeing justice or whatever. All right. So we're going to skip past that. Let me see. Hold on. So now right here, it says the report alleges that Joe Biden is a hoarder. Oh, we got a president that's a hoarder, y'all. You know, inside of his house smells horrible. How many people have ever been inside of a person who's a hoarder's house? Man, it always smells terrible inside of hoarders' houses. You know, Joe Biden's house has the worst aroma possible. It smelled like crap and classified documents in there. Look at this. He's been hoarding for decades. So imagine the accumulation of nonsense that he has. His house probably looked like a damn pawn shop. Hur, whose report was released by Congress after the White House declined to assert privilege on any of its contents, found classified records hoarded by Biden included documents concerning military and foreign policy in Afghanistan, as well as notebooks with handwritten entries about national security and foreign policy issues, implicating sensitive intelligence sources and methods. See, I told you those books with the leather backs on them, those are the ones that you want. In Mr. Biden's garage, agents found several documents with classification markings dating from Mr. Biden's time in the Senate in 1970 and 1980, the report said. So he had classified information from even before he was president. He had classified information from when he was in the Senate. And they're not doing anything about it. Let me ask you guys this question. Why do you all think that they're not doing anything about it? Don't you all feel that this is something that needs to be addressed? If you guys feel that this needs to be addressed, give me a thumbs up. If you think that this is okay to just let go and, you know, who cares? Give me a thumbs down. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my man, Jay Bird. What's good with it, bro? Make sure y'all throw some radiation emoji in the chat and some flames for Jay Bird for showing love with the $4.99 super chat. Jay Bird says, showing love, fam. Appreciate you, bro. So now here it says Biden kept many of the documents to inform the writing of 2 memoirs published in 2007 and 2017, as well as to document his legacy and to cite as evidence that he was a man of presidential timber, the report said. I mean, there's also this thing called the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to take all them boxes at home because everybody knows that you were the president, moron. In a recorded conversation with his ghostwriter in February of 2017, about a month after he left office, Mr. Biden said that he had just found all this classified stuff downstairs at his then home in Virginia. At least 3 times Biden read from classified entries aloud to his ghostwriter nearly verbatim. So then they have a little entry. They got a little entry from the report. Sensitive records from Biden's vice presidency and Senate tenure were stored without proper safeguards at his residence in Wilmington and at his pre-presidency office in D.C. provided by the University of Pennsylvania. Her's investigation into the president was notably quiet, with few leaks to the media, unlike the headline-grabbing probe of Trump on similar grounds. When taking note of evidence that Biden knew he could not keep classified handwritten notes at home after leaving office, Her highlighted the president's reaction to the classified document ordeal engulfing his predecessor. Asked about reports that former President Trump had kept classified documents at his own home, Mr. Biden wondered how anyone could be that irresponsible, the report noted, and then turned around. Biden has done the same thing. How could anybody be that responsible? Then you turn around and you doing the same thing. Make it make sense. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't taken a moment to smash the like button, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. We got 42 people watching and we got 36 likes. If everybody could bang on that like button and get us to 50, that'd be great. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner slammed the recommendation against criminal charges. Now, let me ask you guys this. Why do you feel that there was no recommendation for criminal charges? There should have been. Shout out to Betterworth. What's good with it, bro? I feel that there should have been criminal charges, especially in the part where he said that he knew he took these documents home. Don't you guys think that there should have been criminal charges? I think that there should have been. Asked about reports that former President Trump had kept classified documents at his own home, Mr. Biden wondered how anyone could be that irresponsible. See? The report noted. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner slammed the recommendation against criminal charges, which also rested on contentions such as longstanding Justice Department policy against indicting presidents. President Biden willfully hoarded classified information from his decades in the Senate and time as vice president. Yet special counsel Robert Hur has decided not to recommend charges against him. There is clearly a two-tiered system of justice in Attorney General Merrick Garland's Department of Justice. Now, it's funny that they say that it's two-tiered system of justice because the only two-tiered system of justice in the United States that exists is the one where white people are tried under the law and the one where black people are tried under the law. This is no two-tiered system of justice. This is Joe Biden and President Trump being able, or Joe Biden and Trump both being able to do whatever it is that they want to do. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Also, I guarantee you there's not going to be an overwhelming majority of black people trying these cases as special counsel. There's not going to be an overwhelming amount of black people on the jury. There's no two-tiered system of justice. This is white justice. The same kind of justice, that's the only type of justice that exists in the United States. The court of I'm white and I say so. That's the only one that exists. There's no other court. There's never a jury of your peers. There's never your definition of what justice should be being enacted. All of the justice that exists in this country is justice that somebody else tells you that you should take and shut up. Not what you might feel justice is, or not what you believe justice is. The justice system in the United States is a threat on not only our lives, but on our sovereignty and our right to exist. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Biden was interviewed by investigators in October, roughly a year after he chided Trump as irresponsible for retaining classified documents. Biden's lawyer said they initially found classified documents on November 2nd, 2022, while clearing out his former office at the Penn Biden Center near Capitol Hill. The discovery 6 days before the midterm elections was kept quiet until CBS News broke the story in January 9th of 2023. Additional Biden classified documents were found on December 20th of 2022 in his Wilmington garage, followed by a series of additional discoveries at the home, included by the FBI, which also searched Biden's Robb Beach, Delaware vacation home and left with written notes. Biden sought to downplay the controversy, telling PBS last February, "To the best of my knowledge, these kind of things they picked up are from 1974 stray papers. There is no there," Biden told reporters last January. Biden first publicly acknowledged the discovery of classified documents at the Penn Biden Center at a January 10th press conference in Mexico City. His initial remarks, Biden didn't say that a second cache of classified documents had been found in his Wilmington garage. Biden admitted on January 12th that records were found next to his classic Corvette in Wilmington, but denied he was reckless with the nation's secrets. "My Corvette is in a locked garage, okay? So it's not like they're sitting out in the street," Biden said. So that's it. That's all you got to do to secure some classified documents, is that just as long as they're not sitting out in the street, then you good. Yeah, that's facts. If y'all agree with Maggie, give me a thumbs up. Maggie said there should have been legal charges for the pandering, dismissive, condescending, get your booty to the poll message when he ran in 2020. Yeah, that's facts. Get no argument from me on that one. Shout out to my man Betterworth. Make sure y'all throw some radiation emoji and some flames in the chat for Betterworth. Betterworth said, "So it was no big deal that Biden had unauthorized people just handling classified files." Right. It's not a big deal because he's just an innocent old man that sometimes leaves double stripes in his diapers. And, he's harmless. I mean, we can't put serious charges on an old man who wears Huggies, can we? We can't put a charge on somebody that wears Loves and uses baby wipes, can we? That's just not right. There's just something wrong with that. No, there's just something wrong with the fact that somebody like that is actually the president. That's the thing that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that's wrong. So now check this out. Skipping down to the end here, the ex-president allegedly hindered attempts by the National Archives to retrieve the documents which he argued he was entitled to keep under the Presidential Records Act. So they talking about Trump right there. All right. But to me, it's enough evidence right here. Biden, for the most part, he might have done more than Trump. He might have had more documents in his possession because Trump wasn't never a senator. You know what I'm saying? So remember, Biden had the documents from when he was a senator, and he had documents from the presidency. Now look at this. Shout out to Deneen. What's good with it, Deneen? Now look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. Biden claims German leader who died in 2017 attended a 2021 G7 meeting. Then he mixed up a dead European leader in the same story for a second time in a week. That's what Joe Biden is out here doing with your taxpayer dollars, mixing up world leaders. Oh, man. President Joe Biden has again claimed he was speaking with a dead dignitary at the 2021 G7 summit, marking the second time in a week the president has appeared to reference meeting a deceased leader. Do you think that he's telegraphing? You guys think that he's telegraphing? If you guys think that he's telegraphing, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. The 81-year-old president, speaking at Las Vegas on Monday, told an anecdote about attending the summit in England in June of 2021, where he referenced speaking to French President Francois Mitterrand, who died in 1996, instead of current leader Emmanuel Macron. Here goes the thing. I think Joe Biden actually was speaking to him. It was late one night in his room, and he was sitting up there having a hallucination. And the dead guy came up to him and said, why don't you retire? On Wednesday, Biden told a similar anecdote about the summit at two fundraisers in New York, according to a pool report. He discussed, as he did in the Monday telling of the anecdote to other leaders at the summit, that America's back and that the president of France, whom Biden did not name this time around, responded, for how long? Oh, man. Biden said he never thought of it this way. And then he claims to have been addressed by German Chancellor Helmut Kohl regarding the nature of the January 6th insurrection. Kohl died in 2017 and was not at the 2021 summit. So who is Joe Biden talking to? I hope that his memoir is titled, Who Was I Talking To? I think that's a great name for his memoir. Who was I talking to? You guys like that name for his memoir? All of the things that he didn't do. Look at him. Confused as hell right there. Looking for somebody's hair to lick. I refuse to believe that this dude got the most votes in election history. I refuse to believe it, man. I refuse to believe that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what he said. He said, Helmut Kohl of Germany looked at me and said, what would you say, Mr. President, if you picked up the London Times tomorrow and learned that there's 1,000 broken down doors of the British Parliament? Deleted some blank on the way in to deny the next prime minister to take office. And you think, what would we think? Biden claimed. Biden did meet with German Chancellor Angela Merkel at the G7 summit, but Kohl died on June 16th of 2017. And he had not been a chancellor since 1998. At the other New York fundraiser, he recounted a similar meeting, did not mention Macron, then told the same story about Kohl's hypothetical. Biden's confusion is just the latest gaffe for the famously folksy president who had a stutter as a child and referred to himself as a gaffe machine. That's nice. That's what he calls himself. That's what Biden himself calls himself, the gaffe machine. So y'all know what we got to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? So this just goes on to mention more of this nonsense with Joe Biden. Look at this. This is a crazy picture of him. What y'all think? Get your screenshots right there. That should be the campaign picture, don't you think? If y'all like that one for the campaign picture, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. Now, there's an article from The Hill, and Joe Biden got angry. He got upset. He got mad. He defended himself because people were too many people were talking about his memory. Too many.
I've seen the headlines since the report.
Hold on real quick. They said,
I've always had dreams and aspirations before.
they said that he was old. And he didn't like that. So give us 19 seconds. If you guys haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. If you haven't shared the stream, make sure y'all share the stream. Remember, if you're watching on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay gang. Watch it all the way through to the end. It'll take you to the scheduled content. All right. Always make sure y'all do that stuff. And when y'all get done, hit that box in the lower left-hand corner. Let's see what Biden's talking about right here. We're going to watch this whole thing in a little bit, but let's see what he's talking about.
Headlines since the report was released about my willful retention of documents. These assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong. On page 215, if you had a chance, I know it's a thick document. On page 215, the report of the special counsel found the exact opposite. Here's what he wrote. There is, in fact, a shortage of evidence that I willfully retained classified materials related to Afghanistan. On page 12, the special counsel also wrote for another documents. The decision to decline criminal charges was straightforward. The evidence suggests that Mr. Biden did not willfully retain these documents. The evidence said I did not willfully retain these documents. In addition, I know there's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented,
It's not their damn business. What do you guys think about that?
Where since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of. Every Memorial Day we hold
From Our Lady of who? He's doing it right here. He's doing it while he's trying to defend himself. Our Lady of who?
Service remembering
Look.
died. Every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of.
You see, he just waved his hand. He said, my memory gone. Yeah. He just forgot the name of the church. He said, forget it. And then just waved his hand. Like, really? Look at this.
Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of.
Oh, wow.
Every Memorial Day we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed away or passed away. Simple truth is I sat for a 5-hour interview over 2 days of events going back 40 years. At the same time I was managing an international crisis, their task was to make a decision about whether to move forward with charges in this case. That's their decision to make. That's the counsel's decision to make. That's his job. And they decided not to move forward. For any extraneous commentary, they don't know what they're talking about. It has no place in this report. The bottom line is the matter is now closed. I'm going to continue what I've always focused on, my job of being president of the United States of America.
I don't believe that he's ever focused on anything in his entire life. Now, he can sit up there and try to sound as tough as he wants to, but I I call a lot of BS, and we don't even need to call a lot of BS because he forgot what was going on right there in that little clip there. He didn't even remember the name of the church that he got the rosary thing from. And he just gave up. He said, "I forget it." He said, "My Lady of that." President Biden on Thursday fiercely defended his cognitive abilities and memory in the wake of a special counsel report that offered a scathing assessment of the president's recollection of key elements of his life and political career. Biden squarely pushed back on the report, most eyebrow-raising detail in which special counsel Robert Hur calls Biden a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Man, that's gotta hurt. Biden, big mad. That's why he had to run out and do that press conference. He was mad. That was an attack on his capability. That was an attack on his manhood. I bet you Jill was like, "Oh, honey, just sit down." He said, "Damn it, Jill. Oh, yeah. Shut up. I gotta go defend my honor." Deneen said he can't string 4 sentences together. I don't think he can string a shoelace together. That's exactly what he said, DeAndre. He said, who cares about her? My lady of who? Oh, man. Hur used that assessment to determine that it would be unlikely for a jury to convict Biden for his handling of classified documents. "I'm well-meaning and I'm elderly and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation," Biden told reporters in last-minute remarks at the White House. I don't believe that Joe Biden put this country back on its feet. We have a border crisis right now that's been unaddressed. Has Biden been down to the southern border? If Biden knew how to do math properly, he would know that Bidenomics doesn't work at all. The only thing that Bidenomics works for is to raise the gas prices. Somebody's getting rich off of Bidenomics, but it sure as hell ain't us. It sure as hell isn't us. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, shout out to y'all, man. We got 58 people watching and we got 54 likes. If everybody could bang on that like button and get us to 70, that'd be great. He said that he doesn't need this recommendation. He said that his memory is fine. Biden had the nerve to lie and say that his memory is fine. This is a lie right here. So we already know that Biden's not telling the truth. The man's a liar. That's say about him being the president. A border crisis, 3 wars, facts, Betterworth. And he remembers everything that's anti-black like a charm. Facts, Days. He didn't forget this mess. Hold on real quick. He didn't forget this mess right here.
You ain't black.
Oh, yeah, he was on point that day.
You ain't black.
Man, I bet you when people go to the White House and they be around him and Jill, they be like,
"Idiots! I'm surrounded by incompetent idiots!"
Oh, man. Oh, man. He said, "My lady of poo. What does it matter? What does it matter who my lady was?" Like, oh, man. Man, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Oh, man, listen, man. Joe Biden's entire presidency was last summer at band camp. You know what I'm saying? He said, my memories, look at this. So he forgot what he was going to say while trying to convince us that his memory is good. My memories, take a look at what I've done since I became president. How did that happen? I guess I just forgot what was going on, he said, striking a sarcastic tone. Actually, we don't know how any of this happened. And we've seen you forget what's going on. You have forgotten what was going on during speeches. You need Google Maps to get from the podium to the exit door. We've all seen this. You know what I'm saying? We've all seen this. It takes very short distances for Joe Biden to become completely disoriented. Joe Biden to just start turning around, glitching and doing a robot if he doesn't have somebody leading him off of the stage. We've seen the man fall upstairs. We've seen him fall downstairs. We've seen him fall off of a bike while just standing there. Just standing there. He just collapsed. Thank goodness. Well, I don't know if it's thank goodness. But in that instance, he happened to be wearing a helmet. Shout out to Days. Days said that this emoji is the size of Joe Biden's brain to scale. He said this is a life-sized scaled version of Joe Biden's brain. This emoji right here, to scale, is a little pebble rattling around inside of Joe Biden's skull. Like if you put a marble inside of a mason jar and just shook it up, that's how it sounds in Joe Biden's head with that little tiny scale emoji-sized brain in there. You know what I'm saying? So he firmly pushed back on a reporter's question over concerns voters have about his age, contending that was a belief held by the media. He also appeared to get emotional in bashing a part of Her's report that claimed he forgot when his son, Beau Biden, had passed. Now, the thing is that I don't know if people are aware, but he's actually said that Beau Biden has passed away from things that he didn't actually pass away from. How many people saw when Joe Biden was sitting up there looking like Dancing Machine? He was sitting up there looking just like Dancing Machine. Oh, man, he couldn't find his way off stage. Oh, man. Hey, somebody need to make that. Somebody need to make that clip. Somebody need to make the clip of when Joe Biden was spinning around like a damn NPC character with the Michael Jackson music in the background. Oh, man, he was doing the robot up on stage. He didn't know where he was at. Oh, somebody help me. Oh, man, that's hilarious, man. Oh, damn, that's funny as hell, man. Oh, man. Damn. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. He mad right here. There's even a reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked that question, I thought to myself, It wasn't any of their damn business, he said. It was their business. It was their business. They're allowed to ask that. But as if to underscore the concerns raised by the special counsel, Biden, in response to a final question regarding the Israel-Hamas war, mistakenly referenced the president of Mexico, Sisi, when referring to the president of Egypt. So somehow Biden got the president of Mexico mixed up with the president of Egypt. All right. So now they just go into more information that we've already talked about from the articles in the Post, where they reference the 388-page report and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And we know that Biden's an idiot. But the thing is now is that it's confirmed. Like, it's confirmed. It is no longer speculation. Joe Biden is a confirmed invalid. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree that Joe Biden is a confirmed invalid, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, give me a thumbs down. Basically, when it came to that ruling that he received from that special prosecutor, that was basically the "we feel sorry for you" ruling, which shouldn't nobody feel sorry for him. You don't deserve any sympathy. But I'm sure the guy was a Democrat, so we gave him some sympathy. So let's check this out. I don't know if you guys were aware of this on the White House YouTube channel. They streamed this. 2/8/24 Biden delivers remarks, right? They streamed this. Go check this out on the White House YouTube page. They've disabled the comments the same way that Joe Biden is cognitively disabled. It's fascinating.
Let me say a few things before I take your questions. As you know, the special counsel released his findings today about their look into my handling of classified documents. I was pleased to see he reached a firm conclusion that no charges should be brought against me in this case. This was an exhaustive investigation going back more than 40 years, even into the 1970s when I was still a new United States Senator. The special counsel acknowledged I cooperated completely. I did not throw up any roadblocks. I sought no delays. In fact, I was so determined to give the special counsel what he needed, I went forward with a 5-hour in-person interview over 2 days on October the 8th and 9th of last year, even though Israel had just been attacked by Hamas on the 7th and I was very occupied. It was in the middle of handling an international crisis. I was especially pleased to see special counsel make clear the stark distinction and difference between this case and Mr. Trump's case. Special counsel wrote, and I quote, "Several material distinctions between Mr. Trump's case and Mr. Biden's are clear," continuing to quote, "Most notably, after given multiple chances to return classified documents to avoid prosecution, Mr. Trump allegedly did the opposite. According to the indictment, he not only refused to return the documents for many months, he also obstructed justice by enlisting others to destroy evidence and then to lie about it. In contrast," he went on to say, "Mr. Biden turned in classified documents to the National Archives and the Department of Justice, consented to the search of multiple locations, including his home, sat for a voluntary interview, and in other ways cooperated with the investigation," end of quote. I've seen the headlines since the report was released about my willful retention of documents. These assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong. On page 215, if you had...
Do y'all notice how Joe Biden trying to talk real fast and he got the snap in his voice to try to make himself sound a little bit more cognitively capable? If you guys notice him disguising his voice, give me a thumbs up. If you don't notice the voice disguise, give me a thumbs down. He's trying to talk like this and be very stern about everything so that it seems like he has it all together and everything is on point. You're not on point. Yeah, when it's sped up, he actually sounds pretty sharp. Now, we're going to actually listen to it, and Michael R. makes a great point. We're going to actually listen to it on the speed that things actually go through Joe Biden's brain at.
Chance, I know it's a thick document. On page 215 of the report of the special counsel found the exact opposite. Here's what he wrote. "There is, in fact, a shortage of evidence that I willfully retained classified materials related to Afghanistan." On page 12, the special counsel also wrote, for another document. The decision to decline criminal charges was straightforward. The evidence suggests that Mr. Biden did not willfully retain these documents. The evidence said I did not willfully retain these documents.
Boy,
In
shut
addition,
your
I
slow
know there's
ass
some
up.
attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that?
Hold on, hold on. We gotta listen to this part on slow real quick. We gotta listen to this part on slow.
Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, was none of their damn business.
Shout out to Black Star Racer. What's good with it, bro? What's good with it, Black Knight Discussions?
Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of...
See? Right there. There it is. There it is. There it is. Our Lady of who? Our Lady of who? Forget it. It's not important anyway. Anything that Joe Biden forgets is not important anyway. Did you notice that? What's the nuclear missile codes? It's not important anyway. Look at this. Look at this.
How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, was none of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of...
See? See? He forgot. Where did he get that rosary from? Where did he get that rosary from? Shout out to G Mars. What's good with it? Where did you get that rosary from, boy? Where you get that rosary from, son? Hold on real quick. We about to listen to it one more again.
In reference that I don't remember.
Hold on real quick. You sound a little bit too smart for your own good. Let's put it on Biden speed.
When my son died, how in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, was none of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of... Every Memorial Day, we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone.
You do. You need a nurse. You need a damn nurse. If you guys agree that Joe Biden needs a nurse, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, he don't need a nurse, give me a thumbs down. He's sitting up here talking about he don't need anyone. Bro, you need a nurse. You need a certified nursing aide. You need hospice. There's a lot that you need. You need a lot.
When he passed away. Simple truth is I sat for 500 of you over 2 days of events going back 40 years. At the same time I was managing international crisis, their task was to make a decision about whether to move forward with charges in this case. That's their decision to make. That's the council's decision to make. That's his job. And they decided not to move forward. For any extraneous commentary, they don't know what they're talking about. It has no place in this report. The bottom line is the matter is now closed. I'm going to continue what I've always focused on, my job of being President of the United States of America. Now, thank you, and I'll take some questions.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president, and I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad
out.
is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's.
Your memory has gotten worse.
No, did you hear that? My memory's so bad, I let you speak. He's the press. I don't know how familiar you are with the Constitution, Joe Biden, but the press has the right to speak beyond what a president can take away. So now I want you guys to pay close attention, because this right here shows you who the threats to democracy are. Like Joe Biden sitting up here talking like he's some type of dictator. My memory's so bad, I let you speak. What would your memory have to do with whether you let somebody speak or not? Yeah, shout out to Hurricane IQ. He about that old. He was there when the first Constitution was drafted, right? His signature probably on it.
And I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad
out.
is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's.
Your memory has gotten worse.
No, look, my memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I've become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? You know, I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President.
Voters have concerns about your age. How are you going to assuage them? And do you fear that this report is only going to fuel further concerns about your age?
Only by some of you.
Mr. President, you cleared up criminal liability today. Do you take responsibility for at least being careless with classified material?
I take responsibility for not having seen exactly what my staff was doing. It goes in and points out things that appeared in my garage, things that came out of my home, things that were moved not by me, but my staff.
Hey man, he can't handle it. He cannot handle it. He about to have a meltdown. Oh man, Joe Biden about to have a meltdown. He seriously cannot handle it. Shout out to JL. What's good with it? Yeah, he can't handle the truth. If y'all agree with Deneen, shout out to DC Precise, by the way. What's good with it, bro? That he can't handle it, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, y'all think that he can handle it, give me a thumbs down. He can't handle it. Yeah, there you go. Shout out to the Nightbot for being a like enforcer. Make sure y'all throw some like enforcers in the chat for the Nightbot.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, watch me. Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They express concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer to
I'm
that
the most
question?
qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
Do you believe that, Mr. President, why are you confusing the names of world leaders?
I did not share classified information. I did not share with my ghostwriter. I did not. Guarantee you did not. Well, no, he did not say that. He did not say that. Well, let me answer your question. The fact of the matter is, what I didn't want repeated, I didn't want him to know, and I didn't read it to him, was I had written a long memorandum to President Obama why we should not be in Afghanistan. And I was of multiple pages. And so what I was referring to, I said classified. I should have said should be private, because it was a contact between the president and the vice president as to what was going on. That's what he's referring to. It was not classified information in that document. That was not classified.
When you look back at this incident, is there anything you would do differently now? And do you think that a special prosecutor should have been appointed in the first place in both of these cases?
First of all, what I would have done is oversee the transfer of the material that was in my office, in my offices. I should have done that. If I go back, I didn't have the responsibility to that. That was my staff was supposed to do that, and they referenced that in the report. And my staff did not do it in a way that, for example, I didn't know how half the boxes got in my garage until I found out staff gathered them up, put them together, and took them to the garage in my home. And all the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked. It was in my house. It wasn't out in, like in Mar-a-Lago, in a public place where, and none of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that. And so I wish I had.
Now we know what classified stuff looks like. It's got the red stuff on the corners. In case you ever run into any classified documents. Oh, man, this is a hot mess.
Paid more attention to how the documents were being moved and where. I thought they were being moved to the archives. I thought all of it was being moved. That's what I thought. Now, what was the last part of your question?
Whether a special counsel should have been appointed in this case and in the case of your rival president, former
I
president.
think a special counsel should have been appointed. And the reason I think a special counsel should have been appointed is because I did not want to be in a position that they looked at Trump and weren't going to look at me, just like they looked at the vice president. And the fact is they made a firm conclusion. I did not break the law, period. Thank you all very, very much.
Hey, Joe Biden think that he did something, don't he? Do y'all think that Joe Biden think that he did something? If y'all think Joe Biden think that he did something, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. Let's see what else they're talking about. I think the White House press secretary might come on. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. Wait a minute. What happened here? Maybe he comes back. Hold on. Let's see. Look, there he goes. There you go, Janine. He's babbling. Machine. Oh, man. He's babbling. There you go. He found his way back to the podium.
I'm of the view, as you know, that the conduct of the response.
There go one of them classified documents right there. He's like, oh, shit, I got one in my pocket. Look.
That the conduct.
There it is right there. Fold it up. Classified document.
Response in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, has been over the top. I think that, as you know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side. I've been pushing really hard to get humanitarian assistance into Gaza. There are a lot of innocent people who are starving, a lot of innocent people who are in trouble and dying, and it's got to stop, number one. Number two, I was also in a position that I'm the guy that made the case that we have to do much more to increase the amount of material going in, including fuel, including other items. I've been on the phone with the Qataris, I've been on the phone with the Egyptians, I've been on the phone with the Saudis to get as much aid as we possibly can into Gaza. There are innocent people, innocent women and children who are also in badly in need of help. And so that's what we're pushing. And I'm pushing very hard.
So I want you guys to understand Biden's what Biden is doing here and what Biden's take is on the Israel-Hamas situation. Biden is providing the weapons that are being used to commit genocide against the people over there, while sitting there saying that he needs to get humanitarian aid to the very people who he's sending weapons to another group of people to do harm to. Make it make sense. If that makes any sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make any sense, give me a thumbs down.
Hard now to deal with this hostage ceasefire, because as I've been working tirelessly in this deal. How can I say this without revealing it? To lead to a sustained pause in the fighting, in the actions taking place in the Gaza Strip, and because I think if we could get the delay for that, the initial delay, I think that we would be able to extend that so that we could increase the prospect that this fighting in Gaza changes. There's also negotiations. You may recall, in the very beginning, right before Hamas attacked, I was in contact with the Saudis and others to work out a deal where they would recognize Israel's right to exist, make them part of the Middle East, recognize them fully in return for certain things that the United States would commit to do. And the commitment that we were proposing to do related to two items. I'm not going to go in detail, but one of them was to deal with the protection against their arch enemy to the northwest, northeast, I should say. The second one, by providing ammunition and material for them to defend themselves. Coincidentally, that's the time frame when this broke out. I have no proof what I'm about to say, but it's not unreasonable to suspect that the Hamas understood what was.
I wanted to make sure that y'all heard that.
The second one, by providing ammunition and material for them to defend themselves. Coincidentally, that's the time frame when this broke out. I have no proof what I'm about to say.
So then why are you going to say it then? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no proof of what you're about to say. Why would you say it then? What kind of sense does that make?
But it's not unreasonable to suspect that the Hamas understood what was about to take place and wanted to break it up before it happened.
Man, you see, they shortened up the distance a little bit so that he wouldn't get lost. Oh, man. Now, I don't know exactly what the special counsel came up with as far as the special counsel's conclusion, but I've come up with my own conclusion. And my conclusion is we're doomed. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to shout out everybody that contributed to the stream. Shout out to my man Cyberdean100 with the $9 super chat. Make sure y'all show him some love. Shout out to Days for being a channel member for 7 months. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to my man Jaybird with the $4.99 super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Betterworth with the $5 super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure y'all show them some love. Make sure y'all throw some radiation emoji in the chat, some flames and some ducks for them. Make sure that you guys watch the stream all the way through. It'll take you into the next scheduled content when you get there. Make sure that you hit the bell icon so that you get notified. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee. That's on Kiwi. That's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me. Come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for a feature. That's like every other week. Talk behind my back. I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this light. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey, I'm really him. Hold up.